There you go then, another win for Liverpool at Anfield. Goals, finally, we got some goals. It was harder than it needed to be, but the first 5 minutes was a bit weird, but then they did absolutely nothing in the first half, did they? We completely dominated them. Probably 70 minutes of that 90-minute football, or 90 or 100-minute game of football or something, we absolutely battered them and showed them who was the best side. And it's been a terrible week for Tottenham Hotspur, let's make no bones about that, obviously. But the team that Jurgen put out there, big question marks over whether we go with Nunes or whether we go with Gakpo and stuff like that. Question marks when we saw the league team earlier today of whether Gakpo was going to be up for it and what's he going to do against the high line and all that type of stuff. He absolutely put them to the sword. He gets a goal, gets an assist. His header was absolutely superb. Really difficult. Obviously the cross from Harvey Elliott is brilliant, but a really difficult header. One that you have to direct, one that you have to put power into and get it past the goalkeeper. Absolutely superb from Gakpo. But we need to talk about Mo Salah's goal first and foremost, because he scored and that was sensational. Andy Robertson scored. He might be our most in-form striker at the moment, which is great to see, of course. And then, yeah, I mean, it was just... And then Harvey Elliott is an absolute banger, isn't it? I mean, it's ridiculous from him. Top in. Keeper's got absolutely nothing that he can do about it and stuff like that. But I'll come back to it. I mean, their goalkeeper's a bit poo. I mean, he should have done better for probably the Salah one, certainly, and then he probably should have done better maybe for the Gakpo one. I think he might be a little bit disappointed. He probably can't do anything about the Harvey Elliott goal, if I'm being honest with you. Some really good performances though from the lads. I thought Trent Alexander-Arnold did really well in the first sort of 70 minutes of the game. When they moved Son over there, everything was coming down Son. He got a little bit ridiculous, to be honest with you. A bit of a cheat code where he was just dribbling past every one of our players. And there was a few too many statues there for Liverpool in defending in that second goal that we've conceded and stuff like that. And you did kind of feel like it was going to be one of those days. But the big difference today, the thing that I thought sparked everything, was that Jurgen Klopp song on about 27 minutes, and then it went on and went on and went on for about 5 or 6 minutes, louder and louder and louder. And that was one of those times when you just pray that you're inside Anfield for it, because the hairs on my arms, a few though they are, we're standing to attention. It was like spine tingling stuff, and then we just got it more and more as the game went on, and it was just sensational. And it was a perfect way almost to send Jurgen Klopp off. And I know there's another couple of games and stuff like that, and we're going to have all the big things against Wolves and all that type of stuff, but this felt like we were building towards that. And it just, like, if you can do 90 minutes of just the Jurgen Klopp song, that would be something special, wouldn't it? I'd love to see that, to be honest with you. But this Liverpool side, I think, put Tottenham to the sword today. I thought Endo was magnificent. His ball for the first one to sort of break us out from that midfield over to that left-hand side for Cody Gakpo to then whip the ball back into Salah was excellent. And I thought he was really good, and I thought the changes that Jurgen made is probably what slowed us down a little bit in the second half. I thought that once we made those changes, we never really got to grips with it. I think obviously Richarlison comes on and plays up front for them, and we moves on to that left-hand side and all that type of stuff. But really it was, you know, getting rid of Endo from the midfield and stuff like that. I thought Pajak did okay when he came on. You can tell he hasn't played football for a long time. Thought Andy Robertson was excellent again. You know, the beating heart of this Liverpool side, as he has been for so long, continues to do that. Thought Mo Salah had a up and down game, to be honest with you. He probably should have scored when he was in one-on-one. He decides to go right-footed. It's a little bit strange. I don't know whether he actually knew that he was going to be able to get that chance or not, because he seemed to rush it in the end and stuff like that. Nunes comes on in his offside loads. It's kind of what we've come to expect, isn't it, really, recently? And Diaz does really well. I thought McAllister had maybe a little bit of a quieter game. It'd be interesting to watch it back and see what he did from the middle of the park, but I thought he was a little bit quieter. I thought Harvey Elliott was excellent. I thought Joel Kwanzaa was absolutely excellent again. I thought Virgil van Dijk was brilliant to a point, and then he got a little bit slow in the second half, and I don't know whether it was he was a bit lethargic or whatever, but second half he wasn't really anywhere near up to the performance that he put in the first half. I thought Joe Gomez was really good when he came on. I thought Sam was good, as I say, until Son moved over to that left-hand side. So yeah, lots to build on, lots to think about, but not a lot to win this season, I don't think. Nice to see some goals though, really nice to see some goals.